Hi, everybody. So, a lot of people think that 30% utilization is where y'all need to be. Y'all make that y'all goal, but trust me, y'all want to have a better utilization than that. I think that the best utilization that you could have is 5%. Yes, I know that's very, very low, but we're talking about getting your credit score as high as you can get it. I used to always say 10%, 10%, 10%, but yeah, I've been seeing this 5% as a sweeter spot. And some of y'all are trying to get houses, you're trying to get cars, you're trying to get credit cards, you're trying to get loans. And since you're trying to do these things, you want to try to get your credit score as high as you can get it. And to me, this is what you all need to do. Make sure that you are having your utilization as low as you can have it. Because the lower your utilization, the higher your credit score is going to be. If y'all understand that that's like a tier tire thing, like if your credit score is up here, that's mean your utilization down here. If your utilization in the middle, maybe your credit score in the middle. If your utilization is very high, then your credit score is down here. Just understand that that's kind of how it works. So you want to try to have your utilization at the best spot that you can have it at. And to me, the best spot is going to be having it at 5% or less. Y'all can just target two, depending on where y'all at. Say if y'all got 40% utilization, try to get it down to 35%. Try to get it down to 30. If you're already at 30, try to get it to 25. Try to get it to 20, and just keep paying as much as you can on your credit cards to try to get it to go down as low as you can get it. Okay, but I know a lot of times when they was teaching about just credit in general, they always say, oh, 30%, 30%, 30%, y'all. And we just need to have it lower than that. Okay. We just really need to have it lower than that, if you ask me. So again, 30% should be that number that you're thinking of is I never better have more than 30% utilization, but 10% gonna be even better, and then 5% gonna be even better than that. Okay. 30% is just think about that as like your new maxed out number. Because if y'all get to the point where the highest you have is 30%, it's gonna be easy to pay down your credit card. It's gonna be very, very easy. All you gotta do is pay off 30% compared to some people that have 70% utilization. It's going to be much harder. You got two times the utilization, two times the balance of somebody that got 30% utilization. All right, more than two times, because two times would be 60%. So if y'all just start saying to yourself, I can never have my balance over 30%, then you guys should have an even better credit score. Okay, so somebody asks, what exactly is utilization? Utilization is how much you're using on your credit cards. That's the usage of your credit cards. So what they do is they see what your balance is, and then they divide that by the amount that you have available as your credit limit. So it's best to me to have that number at 10% or less. So for example, say you have $1,000 credit card and your balance is $100. That's a 10% utilization. So to find out what's your utilization, what's 10% of any number, just take the last digit off. Okay. So $1,000, take the last digit off, you'll be with 100. Okay. $1,000,000, take the last digit off, you'll be at 100,000. 30,000, take the last digit off, you'll be at 3,000. All you do is take the last digit off of any number. That's going to be 10%. I want y'all to be at 5%. So when y'all find out what 10% is, just cut that number in half. That's going to get you at that 5%. That's where I say your utilization should be at. Okay. Why does everybody keep saying to keep it under the 30%? The only reason why people is saying to keep it under the 30%, you guys, is because that was taught to us. That's literally what's taught to us. At least when I first started learning about credit, they kept talking about having a 30% utilization. So if you keep seeing 30% utilization on these credit cards, if you keep seeing that, like 30% utilization, you're gonna think that that's what the target should be. Okay, but if I look on Credit Karma, Credit Karma also have it at like 0 to 9%. It's gonna be even better. But some people don't even look at that. So that's why I tell y'all, just try to keep y'all utilization as low as y'all can keep it. And to me, 10% gonna be even better for y'all. Is 30% actually the ideal utilization percentage? No, to me, 10% or less, 5% gonna be even better with y'all utilization. Like I said, when it comes down to utilization, it's going to be a teeter totter thing. It's going to be one of the things where if your utilization is high, your credit score is going to be low. If your credit score is high, that's probably because your utilization is low. If you're kind of in the middle with your utilization, then maybe your credit score is going to be at the middle, but it's not. That means you got more room to bring your credit score higher. Okay. Is 10% better than 30%? For sure. 10% utilization always going to be better than 30%. It's always going to be better. And if y'all go from 10 to 30%, y'all going to see your credit score drop. Okay. If y'all go from 10% utilization to 30% utilization, y'all going to see your credit score drop. Then it's going to make y'all a believer. Y'all be like, okay, I see exactly what you're talking about. Does my utilization have to be Exactly 10%. It don't have to be exactly 10%. Sometimes it may be 9%. Sometimes it may be 11%. Sometimes, if y'all trying to get it at the 5%, maybe y'all hit the 4% or the 6%. Just have it around that number. Okay, just have it around that number. Or say, I'm not having it more than 10%. Okay, I just can't have it more than that. Is a 29% utilization dramatically different than a 30%? No, it's not. To me, it's the same thing. Like, you in that same area. To me, them utilizations is the same exact thing. So no, I do not think that this is dramatically different. I think that they are basically one and the same, if you ask me. Like, they're the same. If you got that, if that's your utilization, to me, they almost like the same exact thing. So 29% and 30%, no, we're not talking about 20% and 30. We're talking about 29%. They, to me, the same number. Okay. How do I calculate my credit utilization? Get you a calculator or you can use your phone. All right. And then what you want to do is you want to add up all of your balances on all your credit cards. All right. Add them all up. All right. And then you write that number down. And then you write down all, or you add up all of your credit limits, like all the limits on all those credit cards you just added the balance for. And then you take a calculator, you divide whatever your balances is by the credit limit. Then you're going to get a number that's basically a decimal number. Okay, you want to move that decimal over two places because that's going to be what the percentage is. Okay, so you want to move it over two places. So if it's a 0.567 that means your utilization is 56.7%. We can just say 57%. So this is how calculate it. You ask how to calculate it, but y'all can just look on Credit Karma. Credit Karma will tell you what your utilization is for your TransUnion and then also for your Equifax. All right. Y'all can look on the Experian app. They'll tell you what your utilization is. Y'all don't have to calculate this stuff. Okay. And for the people that actually get my books, y'all should have access to the tracker that I have that y'all can plug in all of your credit cards, all of your balances, all of your limits, and it'll tell you what your utilization is also. If my limit is $1,000 and my balance is 500, what is my utilization? That's a 50% utilization. Use 50% of your credit card. If you got $1,000 balance, you really shouldn't have. You can use as much you want to, but by your due date, you better have it paid down to at least better have it paid down to $100 because that'll be that 10% utilization. If you want to go even better, have it paid down to 50 or pay it off. All right. So that's what it is. And then, okay, wait, so y'all just gonna start dropping numbers now. So what if my limit is $500? What would my 30% mark be? All right, y'all starting to make me try to do my math. Okay, so remember, take the last digit off, 500, take the last digit off, that'll be 50. We got 30%, so times three. Uh-oh, hold on one second, y'all. Somebody is calling me. Okay, so take that digits off. It'd be 150. It'd be 150. But with a $500 credit card, y'all should try to like literally. It's gonna sound crazy because it sounds crazy in my head just saying it. Y'all should never have more than a $25 balance reported for that 5% or $50. Hey, Charlene, that's what y'all should aim for when it come down to that one. Okay. And then if you have a $500 limit, 10% will be $50. I'm telling y'all, if y'all don't know what's going on with y'all credit, look at y'all utilization. Really look at it because if y'all utilization is over 10%, always think I got some points I can get from paying down my credit cards, period. All right. You always got to think that because when I look at people, I be like, what's going on with your credit? I always look at the utilization first, especially if they're like, ain't nothing changed. Something did change. You use some of your credit cards, you use a lot of it. People don't understand that utilization is 30% of your credit score. So if you're going to continue to use your credit cards, your credit score is going to go up if you let them report it to the credit bureaus. Y'all can max out all of y'all credit cards today, right? And pay it off before they report to the credit bureaus. Okay, say y'all paid off by y'all due date. They probably not gonna report until like 3 to 5 days after y'all due date. And if y'all do that, y'all credit score won't move. But if y'all let that high balance stuff, you max it out and you let them report that to the credit bureaus, you look desperate and it's gonna drop your credit score. I have to learn that for myself. I started telling myself that like if you keeping a balance on your credit card, you look desperate. You look desperate. It's simple as that. You look desperate because what you look like going and asking for another credit card and you got maxed out credit cards. All you're gonna do is max them out. That's like if you owe your mama some money And then your sister know you owe your mama some money and you go ask your sister for some money. They like, no, you still owe mama some money. I'm not gonna give you any money. It's like that. Like you owe them some money. I'm not gonna give you none. But you ain't gonna pay me back. It's been 6 months. You still ain't paid them back. That's how they look at it with your utilization. For some reason, 4% is gold when it comes to utilization. So that's even better. I say 5%. So test out the 4%. Keep testing it out. Okay. I'm listening carefully because I definitely need some help. Yes, let me know any questions that you have. If you feel like you really need some help, deep dive into the Raise Your Credit Score 100 Points in 30 Days book. Like, do that first because then I'm going to go over all of the topics. Like, hey, you need to focus on your utilization. You need to focus on, let me pin it for you too. You need to focus on your utilization. You need to focus on just getting everything deleted. You need to focus on your inquiries. You need to focus on collections. Every single day is going to be something that you need to focus on. If, especially if you feel like you just like, what's my problem? Definitely get that one. That's what I would suggest. But this one is even better if you're looking to get a book because this one got two books in there. So you just paying an extra $9 and you're getting my actual workbook. That's 75 days. That's an even deeper dive. That's what I have right here for you all. Y'all can see right here. Okay. But if you really need to know more, that's where I would say start. Like seriously, start with that because it just goes over everything. When I be looking at people credit reports, that's what I look at. I'm like, okay, do they got 4 credit cards? Do they got 2 installment accounts? What their utilization looking like? What they late payments looking like? Do they got any collections? They got some charge off? They got a bankruptcy? This is what I'm looking at. Okay. And all of that stuff is inside of the Raise Your Credit Score 100 Points in 30 Days. Okay. I really, really love that book. And I'm going to start doing that again on the first with y'all every single month the rest of this year. You see how we talking? I'm going live every single day. These are just random topics that I'm getting from people that's a part of my membership. Or if I see certain problems that I'm having with my clients, these are the topics we're going over. But we're going to really do the Raise Your Credit Score 100 Points in 30 days. Like we're going to start doing this one starting on September 1st. So every single day, whatever it tell us to do in this book, that's what we talking about that day. But if y'all have additional questions and stuff like that, y'all can always come on here and ask me anything. I don't care. Like, hey, Keita, I was trying to do this with my credit. What you think? How whatever the case may be, I'll be able to answer it for you. Does utilization look at each individual credit cards or all my credit cards all together? Sometimes they look at each individual credit card, but I learned with like different FICO scoring models, they actually do look at individual credit cards. So that's why I try to target with my individual credit cards. Like I want to make sure all of my credit cards, the utilization is at 5% or less with all of my credit cards. I do try to target it like that. But some people, I just try to teach them overall utilization because if you start thinking overall utilization, then you're going to automatically be looking at individual credit cards also because you're just going to get in the habit of just paying your statement balance by your due date or just paying down your credit cards or paying them off every single month anyway. Okay, so yes, I think that individual credit cards definitely matter, but if you can't even think about your overall utilization, don't even go as far as to think about like individual credit cards. That's kind of like if you can't even figure out basic math, you don't need to move to the, you can't figure out addition, don't go to multiplication. To figure out addition first. Then once you understand addition, then you can move to multiplication. Once you understand overall utilization, all of your credit cards added up, this is the utilization. Then you can nitpick and say, hey, I need this credit card to be at this utilization. That want to be at that because that's you just going into a deeper dive. Okay. But y'all have to really give yourself time when it come down to learn about credit, y'all, because I know I'm learning more about like the suing process and stuff like that, but stuff change all the time. I'm continuously learning stuff every day. All this stuff with suing the credit bureau, suing these collection companies, suing these creditors, all this stuff been here, and I'm just now learning it. Lawyers that been knew about this, they looking at me and like, oh, you didn't know that? Of course I didn't know it because I have to learn it. So now y'all, if y'all have not been getting into utilization, y'all have not been getting into, dealing with collections, is new to y'all. Give yourself time to continue to learn. Only thing I suggest is to continue to learn, period. Don't think that you know it all, basically. As long as y'all continue to learn, y'all gonna be on the up and up, seriously. Like, that's it, that's all. And that's what I tell myself all the time because I get frustrated too learning new things. I'm like, oh my gosh, do I have to learn this? Like, but just continue learning no matter what. Continue learning no matter what. I had heard from somebody and I was asking them, I was asking them, like, hey, when them older people come in here that really got some money in their account, are they giving you any advice on what you can do so you can be having millions just like them? I was asking the banker this, and she said the only thing that they suggested it was that she got an education and that she continue learning. That's it. Always continue learning. But you got to think about it. Old people got to learn about AI right now. They got to learn about all this crypto stuff. They got to learn about all this stuff. This stuff is not around with them. Imagine when they have to learn about computers, like the stuff that we naturally probably gravitated towards. Like, so those are just basic all over things. But y'all, as stuff continue to change, even with credit, y'all gonna have to learn more stuff. Okay. So y'all gonna continue to learn basically. So just give yourself time. Don't just try to rush into it because it may be too much in your head and you might start thinking stuff is law. Like when I say thinking stuff is law, when I first started learning about credit, they said, hey, only list 5 accounts on your dispute letters. I thought that that was law until I actually put 20 accounts on one dispute letter, and a lot of those accounts got deleted. So I'm like, hold on, who came up with this 5 account stuff? Then I realized they only said that because they want people to stay around for credit repair services. And I never was about none of that. I wanted to be the person to say, I got 15 accounts deleted this month. I can't say nothing like that if I'm doing 5 accounts at a time. So if y'all get stuck in y'all ways, y'all not continue to learn, y'all gonna think stuff is law and it's not law. Like, oh, you gotta automatically do pay for deletion with collection companies. Like, no, we sue over here. I'll never do that. Yeah, like, I will never do anything like that. I know how to sue now. Y'all just continue to learn. Okay. So utilization, please just continue to learn too. Don't just think you gotta know it all right now. If I have several maxed out credit cards, which one should I pay down first? Well, usually with all of our credit cards, honestly, all of them in the 20 something percent when it come down to our interest rate, our APR. So I would just pay down, if it was me, honestly, with my credit cards, because I like to get like a natural high from seeing my credit score go up. I do. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I like to, that's why I came up with the raise your credit score 100 points in 30 days. I love to see when people credit score go up. So I will be paying off the credit card that's going to report the soonest. I would just make sure that I am not spending more money on that credit card. If it's mine, I would not use more money. So, like, say if you have extra $200, whichever credit card is due the soonest, or if it was due today or yesterday, that's where I'm putting that $200 on. Because I know 3 to 5 days after that due date, they're gonna report to the credit bureaus. Credit score may go up 10 to 50 points, depending on how many other credit cards is there. I will get a natural high from that. Oh my gosh, my credit score went up, and I want to keep doing it. So then I would say, okay, I got some more money. Which one gonna report next? Which one gonna report next? And I'll be putting the money on that one because the reason why I say this is because with credit cards, some of y'all may try to do like the snowball method, but I'm all thinking about the credit score. A lot of y'all here that's think about your credit, you're thinking about the credit score. Y'all not think about um debt payments, which I'm going to talk more about that on Saturday. A lot of y'all not thinking about that. Y'all not thinking about paying off debt. Y'all thinking about y'all credit score. So that's why I would pay off the one that's going to report the soonest. Now y'all can do the snowball if y'all think about I need to overall get rid of my credit card payment, like my credit card balance, or y'all can do the avalanche, but we're going to talk about more of that on Saturday. But if it was me, still, no matter what, I'm going to be paying the one that's going to report the soonest because I want to see my credit score go up the fastest. That's it. That's all. I wouldn't be caring about none of that now. If you paying off other loans, like student loans and stuff like that, got multiple student loans, then I would sort them by interest because it don't matter. It's a loan. It's not going to move your credit like a credit card will. Okay. Do I need to completely pay off my credit cards to improve my utilization? No, you don't. You don't have to completely like pay off your credit cards at all. You don't have to. All right. So if you guys have like just like I said, if y'all got 30% utilization, you can bring that down to 20%. That's just better. And then you can continue to pay more and more until you get it paid down more. And then I've seen a comment on here, I don't have any. If you say you don't have any credit cards, you need to get some credit cards because you're not even having anything calculated with your utilization. Credit is just this. Can you take my money and pay it back? Okay. You say you don't have any debt at all. When y'all have credit cards, y'all don't have to think of y'all credit cards as debt because y'all technically say if y'all got like Netflix, y'all can put that on y'all credit card and just put on auto pay. Y'all don't have to run up debt. Y'all don't have to have a lot of debt. Y'all can just say, okay, let me put my Netflix on this my Capital One credit card and I'm gonna put it on auto pay. So every time my Netflix come out of my account, they're gonna just take the money right out of my bank account. It's gonna be even. And you just want to continue to have it report to the credit bureau saying, hey, yeah, she is paying this credit card. It is being reported on time. The balance is low. That's all you really want. It's plenty of credit cards, y'all, that I'm not even using. I just use it every 6 months so that they don't close it. The point that the credit card is getting older, which is what y'all want age. Y'all want to make it look like you've been doing this. You're not new to this, you're true to this. You've been doing this. Like you've been having credit cards for 5 years. You probably just had your Netflix on it for the last 5 years. But the point that you have that's what's gonna make your credit score go up. Y'all don't necessarily need to max out your credit cards, to build your credit. You I have credit cards. Well, what are you saying you don't have? Are you don't have any you said with no debt. Tell me exactly what you're saying you don't have. But if y'all don't have credit cards, y'all need to get credit cards, period. Okay. Can lower my utilization help my credit file even if I have collections? Yeah, for sure. Y'all can still get your credit score up with a collection on your credit report, a charge off on your credit report. Y'all have to think about it like this. Utilization is just another part of your credit. If you still got collections, you still got charge-offs, and your utilization is high, even if you was to bring your utilization down, your credit score will still go up, period. Okay? It will still go up. Where can I get my score side by side like this? So if you want to get them, this is my system that do this. This is like one of my clients. This is their credit score. This is how much it went up in 30 days. Because when I do the raise your credit score 100 points in 30 days, that's what this is right here. But if y'all get the books out, y'all see something called Identity IQ. Identity IQ give you all three of your credit scores. You will see them side by side, and y'all need it like that too when y'all trying to dispute accounts in your credit reports because y'all gonna need to compare each account side by side. Okay. I'm saying I have credit cards, but no debt. I don't know how to explain anymore. That's the best explanation. Ain't nothing else you gotta say. Congratulations to you. That is amazing. That is really good. And that's where it gotta stay. That's where everybody needs to be. We're gonna talk about more about debt on Saturday for the people that do have debt. So that's really good. But identity IQ, that's how you're gonna see like all three credit bureaus side by side. Okay. How quickly can a lower credit card balance show on my credit report? Our credit cards, y'all, only report once a month, period. They report once a month, unless you do like a dispute or something, and then they're gonna report it sooner. Other than that, y'all, they're gonna report once a month. So usually 3 to 5 days after your due date, that's when they're gonna report. If y'all want to know the exact date that they're gonna report, y'all can look on Credit Karma. Credit Karma, if y'all look at where y'all utilization is at, see if y'all click TransUnion or Equifax, see where y'all utilization, see where the utilization is at. Click the actual credit card. At the top, it'll say it was last reported on this day. If it says it was last reported on the 10th, that means about like the 10th of every month they're gonna report to the credit bureaus. Okay, if you want to know the exact date, but that's when they're gonna report to the credit bureaus. I have a dispute book, but I'll be beginning this book on Thursday. Okay, good. That dispute book is gonna be really nice for you, depending on like what accounts you have. So yes, I think that these are some good ones too. But I think everybody should really start off with these. Only time I think people should get those dispute books is that they're really paying people to delete accounts from their credit reports. Get the dispute books, learn how to sue, and do all the stuff on your own. Because I already know the fees are very, very high to try to have somebody help you delete accounts from your credit reports. But that'll be good. Start doing your disputes right now too. Learn how to do your disputes, get those out now. So whenever you get these books, then you can start focusing on the other things. I think days 9 through 15 is with that white book right there, this book right here that's included. That's when you talk about disputes. You can bypass that because you already did your disputes. And day number 3 of the raise your credit score, you'll be able to bypass that. You can focus on other stuff like, okay, do I got my 4 credit cards? Do I got my utilization low? Let me focus on my late payments, stuff like that. Yes, I want your own stuff because I want to learn so I can get my kids on track as well. Yes, good. My daughter just sent me something today too. It's somebody that be making videos about people that got debt, and she was like, "Mom, I'm so glad that you know finances and we talk about it because I have never made the mistakes. I will never do some of the stuff this lady is doing." She's 17, listening to other people debt problems. I'm like, okay, good. I didn't respond back to her. She probably listened to me like, "Girl, you didn't even respond to me. You on here talking about me," but yes, that's good so that you can get them on track and then they'll continue to learn. And then if they are making mistakes, they can hopefully stop making those mistakes because it's really up to us to teach. It really is up to us to like teach our kids and stuff, you know. Hi, Larry. How you continue to find me? You must got that bill on or something. You be on here every time. But I look forward to seeing you though, for sure. I look forward to seeing you. Okay, so remember the quickest way in terms of lowering your credit card balance, how long is it gonna take to show on your credit report? As soon as they report, like 3 to 5 days after the due date, that's when y'all gonna see it. That's how quick y'all will be able to see it. Why does my credit report still show a balance after I paid my credit card down? They probably just didn't report to the credit bureaus yet. Y'all can pay y'all credit card right now. Say if we had a credit card that was due on the 10th. Today is technically the 18th. All right. We're not going to see that account report again until about like the 13th to the 15th. We have missed it. So it's no point in thinking, oh, let me hurry up and rush and pay this because they're not going to report again until like the 13th to the 15th. We'll be better off seeing which one's going to report even sooner than that. If y'all get what I'm saying, they only report once a month, period. Okay. So it's no point of rushing. All right. That's why I say pay on the one that's going to report the soonest. All right. When do credit card companies normally report the balance? Once a month. They got their own dates that they're going to report. Y'all just need to figure out the date that they're going to report and just making sure that you're not using your credit card after that date. That's why I say by your due date, make sure you have your credit card paid in like 3 to 5 days after your due date. Don't use your credit card because usually that's when they're going to report. And if you use it, your balance just going to go up even more. There's no point in you paying extra. Your balance just went up. So usually 3 to 5 days after your due date, they're gonna report to the credit bureaus. After that, you can use as much as you want. Just know by your next due date, you better have it paid down. Okay. What's the difference between my statement date and my payment date? Your statement date, that's when your statement is actually coming out. And that's the 3 to 5 days after your due date. That's what I'm referring to when I talk about statement dates. Okay, that's when your statement is going to close. And on that date, that's when you'll know how much your minimum payment is going to be. Okay, and then your payment due date, that's when they want you to pay your bill. So usually your payment due date is like 3 to 5 days before your statement date. Okay. So y'all will know what y'all statement date is based off of y'all statement. Y'all will see you. I get that email saying, hey, your new statement is out. That's probably your statement date right there. You'll know what your statement date is. And it always happen around the same time. Okay. Can I pay my credit card before the statement closes? Yeah, you can, but don't get caught with this. Cause this is why I tell y'all pay it as much as y'all can 3 to 5 days before your due date. Because I got caught with this plenty of time, just being a knucklehead, I guess I can call it. I don't know. Just, you use your credit card and then you like, oh, I'm gonna get some money. I know my bill was due yesterday, but I'm gonna get, I know it was due 2 days ago, but I got paid today off of her, but just put this money on there. And then for some reason, a amount don't post, or maybe you pay it after the 5 p.m. deadline and they don't even credit that towards your account. They already reported your balance. Don't just get caught up with that. Just start understanding like by your due date, you need to have as much as you can have paid so that you're just not trying to run, trying to figure out when your statement is going to close. Cause that would make you so mad. It was times where it was like, I'm putting $2,000 on this account. And it's like, you're not going to report $2,000. I could have put this on another credit card. I could have waited. It was no point of me rushing to pay it, if you know what I mean. Okay. So just learn that due date. Just by your due date, pay it down as much as you can. If you just keep that in your head and don't use it again until after like 3 to 5 days after your due date, or until you get the alert that you have a new statement out, or you can log in and they saying you owe a payment again, and you like, my due date just passed. If they say you owe a payment again, your statement is out. And that's why they saying you owe money again. But don't try to get to the point where y'all out here chasing, because I've been there, done it. Like seriously, been out there trying to chase it. Okay. What if I pay my card in full every month, but a high balance still get reported? It's based off when you're paying it in full. That's what it is. It's based off when you're paying in full. I was just talking to somebody about that today because I was like, hey, listen, your credit score probably went down because your balance went up. Like your Navy Federal balance went up by like $1,500. And then too, your American Express went up like $300. And they was like, no, I just paid those off. They only report once a month, y'all. So once they report, that's it. Oh, and I was giving an example too for people that went to school or have grades. Once the grade is in, the grade is in. You cannot just say, oh, I'm going to hurry up and try to make this up and da 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 da. Nope. You better retake the class now or something. I don't know. You better retake the class. Grades are in. Once that number is in, that number is in. You got to wait until the next month for it to report again. All right. So be careful with that. They can still report a high balance. And then another thing I just thought about too is, remember I told y'all wait 3 to 5 days after your due date? Because I got caught with this plenty of times. I paid my credit card off in full, and I'm thinking, oh, this is not gonna post. It take 2 days to post. For some reason, it posts even sooner because I go ahead and swipe that card, or maybe I have it set up where I'm buying something that's coming out of that account, and then now that new balance I put on there, that new balance I put on the credit card is now gonna get it's gonna get reported because I ain't even think that it was gonna get reported. I used my credit card right after my due date. It don't matter how much you paid on it. What is the balance when your statement comes out? Period. That's what they're looking at. That's why some people would go ahead and chase it. Like when I say chase it, they like, oh, I use this money. Let me hurry up and pay it because they about to report in 2 days. They go ahead and pay it. They're not gonna know that they had that credit card once maxed out. But if you get caught with the balance, you get caught with the balance, and they're going to report it to the credit bureaus, and your credit score is most likely going to go down. Should I make multiple payments throughout the month if it helps me manage my balance? Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. Whatever y'all want to do. All y'all need to understand is this: when they report your balance, they report your balance, which is 3 to 5 days after your due date. Period. Y'all can pay as much as y'all want to. And y'all, but I just say by y'all due date, pay as much as you can, and then understand whatever that balance is what should be reported to the credit bureaus. And hopefully y'all paying y'all statement balance by y'all due date so that they're not charging you any interest anyway. Because if they're not charging you any interest, whatever that balance is what that balance better be when it reports to the credit bureaus. If they're charging you interest, you got to think about it. Your balance is going to be even higher because now you're putting interest on that balance also. Okay, so pay that statement balance by the due date. And once you do that, they shouldn't charge you any interest because that's what I do right now. I want to keep my utilization down. I do keep my utilization down, but at the same time, y'all, all I care about is paying my statement balance by the due date. If I have to put a certain charge on my car, I'll pay more on it. But if for some reason I report to the credit bureau, I don't care because I'm not trying to do anything like spectacular with my credit right now. I'm not caring about using my credit right now. I could easily just the next month pay the extra and it'll go right back down. Can requesting a credit limit increase lower my utilization percentage? Yes, it can. That's one of the things that I talk about inside of the Raise Your Credit Score 100 points in 30 days. Y'all don't ask for an increase enough. I tell y'all every single month y'all should ask for an increase. Okay, like literally ask for an increase every single month. I had learned this from somebody off an interview when I was watching Bigger Pockets. The lady was like, oh, I asked for an increase every month. And I'm like, oh, that's my new adoption because I did what she said and it worked. When I hear something that somebody say to do and it worked, it's not that you're gonna get an increase every single month. Y'all wasn't even asking for an increase. I wasn't. I was just thinking they was gonna give it to me. And the few people that do ask once a year, you only gonna get one once a year. I remember I tell y'all this all the time. Lowe's gave me like 3 to 4 increases in one sitting. Like I applied for an increase, they gave it to me. And I was like, hold on. I waited like 5 minutes. Like they gave me that too fast. Let me ask again. I asked again, they gave it to me again. I'm like, hold on, let me ask again. Because they ask you how much you want. And I was lowballing myself basically. I didn't know my own worth. I should ask for a lot. But then I eventually did ask for a lot. They didn't give me everything I asked for, but they still gave me some more on top of that. And then two was other credit cards where I asked for an increase. You know, I asked for an increase in January. Some of y'all will only ask in January. Y'all won't ask again because y'all ask once a year, whatever month it may be. And then I asked again every single month. And then, come August, they gave me another increase. I'm like, dang, two of them in a year. So I say ask for an increase, y'all, because if they give it to you, all that's going to do is help with your utilization. That's it. Y'all don't have to think about it as, I don't want to use no more credit. Da, da, da. Think about it as it's helping with your overall utilization. Think of it as when y'all get additional credit cards, usually those new credit cards y'all apply for, they're gonna look at what limits you got already. They're gonna try to match that or come with more. That's kind of like being in a relationship. Like I'm not going down in a relationship. If I'm gonna get in a new relationship, it gotta be this plus more. I'm not going backwards. It's just like that. Y'all think about it like that. The new credit card want to come around, new credit card gotta match me here, it gotta be more. That's all. That's what they thinking. They not gonna try to hit you with a low limit unless you're getting a low limit credit card. If you get a low limit credit card, it's just a low limit credit card. Think about it like that. But always ask for an increase every single month because it will help with your overall utilization. And then some people too, when we talk about getting a credit limit increase. I also tell y'all, apply for some of those credit cards that give high limits. You know, like Care Credit give a high limit. Y'all may mess around and get $5,000 credit card, $10,000 credit card with them. And then remember, I told y'all got overall utilization. So if y'all don't use that, that's going to help. Even if it bring your utilization down 10%, that still helps. Okay. So y'all got Care Credit. I remember I had got plenty of credit cards. I had like $34,000 worth of like cosmetic surgery credit cards. At the time, they had like the Smile Generation, they had the Alpheon Vision, Alpheon Health. I got all of those. So I had $34,000 worth of credit cards I was not using. Okay. So that helped with my utilization. So if I did max out a credit card, if I used too much on it and it ended up getting reported to the credit bills, it really didn't hurt me because I have $34,000 worth of credit I'm not using. The only thing is, y'all, and this is how I really started learning about this closed due to inactivity. Y'all have to spend something on them every 6 months. Something. I don't care, you know. And I found out who took those credit cards and I went there and I'm like, I'm not spending this money. I should have just got something very, very small because if you think about it like this, if I was to just spend $50 on that card, I could have kept that account open. You know, I could have kept it open. I hope that it will stop lagging. You said this lagging, but I hope that it will stop lagging on here. I hear like it's storming outside. Y'all let me know if y'all see me lagging in the other places. My main page over here saying that it is lagging. But yeah, y'all get these higher limit credit cards too, especially if y'all got bad utilization and y'all probably want to do like a 0% APR credit card, but they not messing with you because they don't like your utilization. Get some of the higher limit credit cards. Artificially is what I like to look at it. Artificially lower y'all utilization. Then you can double back and apply for that 0% APR credit card. Should I ask whether a credit limit increase requires a hard inquiry first? You could ask. Only one that I seen would give you a hard inquiry is Wells Fargo. Okay. But if y'all go ahead and probably put a freeze on there, y'all shouldn't be worried about that hard inquiry. Y'all got a freeze on your credit report. It cut off. What were you saying for context? I don't know. I be going on a rant. I know I was talking a lot about get additional credit card, basically. Get additional credit card, high limit credit cards, because it can help with your overall utilization. Stay away from Wells Fargo. I was looking at one of my clients' credit reports, and it was one of them. They're getting ready to sue right now. Wells Fargo, one of them. I'm like, don't sue Wells Fargo. You're gonna go back to Wells Fargo. I don't know if y'all do good with Wells Fargo. I guess they'll be cool. But once you mess up with them, you mess up with them. But I like that Wells Fargo is everywhere, so I wouldn't say those. Don't do that. I was like, no, let's not sue Wells Fargo. They don't even want that much money from you. Get some money from the other companies and pay Wells Fargo and get back with them. You know, but I was basically saying get high limit credit cards and stop caring about I don't want to get Care Credit. Well, Care Credit would have gave you a $10,000 credit card. It could have helped with your overall utilization. Because I hear that all the time. What I'm gonna use that for? What I'm gonna do? Please just get the credit card. Just get the credit card, okay? Let it report. They janky. Yeah, well, I tell you, just keep your eyes on them. You know, I found that a lot of these credit card companies, all these companies out here, really janky. If we're gonna be honest about it. That right? If we gonna be honest about it, you talking to a person that's just out here willing to sue whatever company I need to sue. They all out here janky. You just got to use them for what you're gonna use them for temporarily. And if the relationship go bad, then hey, listen, you better delete it, or we better figure this out, or I'm gonna sue. As simple as that. All of these credit card companies, all of these stuff. And is it actually military credit union? Like is that actually the name, or is it a military credit union? Yeah, and then you may check with them too. You may see if they got some stuff going on. Somebody probably got something bad they can say about that company too. Everybody, we can talk about every company right here. I be like, okay, who all like Capital One? They be like, Capital One did this to me. I don't like them. Okay, what about Discover? Discover did this. Don't do Discover. Da, da, da. Everybody got something against some company. I realize that. Like I can go down a list talking about credit cards because once they go bad, they just literally go bad. You know. Can closing a credit card affect my overall available credit and utilization? Yes, that's what I was talking about the inactivity. Whether you close it or they close it, don't matter. Your credit score is more likely going to go down because your utilization. Your utilization. You have you basically have limits that's no longer available. So say if you did have that care credit for $10,000, it was helping you, you was maxed out your other credit cards, but you was paying them down still, you still working on it. But all of a sudden they close your care credit because you didn't go spend something on it. They like you, they close it due to inactivity. You don't want to use our credit, we're gonna take it away and give it to somebody else. Your credit score will go down because now your utilization is going to be much higher. Okay, especially if it's a credit card that you were not using at all. That's why I tell people, some people want to pay off their credit cards and then they want to close that account. No, don't pay it off and just close it. Because if y'all just pay it off and close it, it could have just helped y'all by just keeping it open. Your credit score is going to go down. Should I leave a balance on my credit card? Because I heard carrying debt helps my credit score. I wouldn't. I'm not gonna leave a balance on there just to be leaving a balance on there. I can tell you that now. I'm not gonna be doing that at all. I got credit cards. I got a $0 balance. I'm not gonna hold a balance on here just because. And then I get into the cycle where he's starting to charge me money, and I'm a couponer, so the smallest amounts to me count. Okay, so I'm not gonna just leave a balance on there. I don't care if they was gonna charge me, $3 a month, $6 a month in interest because I kept a small. I don't care. Like, you're not gonna charge me. I'm not gonna keep a balance on here just because. I'm gonna pay my statement balance by my due date. Period. You can do that, and you can just keep the rest of the balance on there if you want to. But I'm not going to, say if my statement balance, say if I maxed out a credit card, my statement balance, I got $1,000 credit card, and they like, hey, listen, you need to pay. Your statement balance is $1,000. I'm not gonna just pay $950 just to hold a $50 balance. No, I'm gonna pay off that full $1,000. And if I wasn't gonna naturally put a small balance, small charge on there, I would do it, knowing that I'm gonna be at zero. But I'm not just gonna keep a balance on a credit card for the sake of just keeping a balance. I remember learning about stuff like that, and y'all gonna pick up so much stuff. Y'all just gonna pick up so much stuff. Y'all gotta just test it out and be like, I'm not doing that, or I would not do this. Y'all just have to test it out and see. Even stuff that I tell y'all gonna have to test it out and be like, oh no, Keita, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do this. Or you know what? That's a good idea. I never thought about that. That can help me. Y'all gotta figure out what's going to work for y'all. Okay. Like I tell y'all, I have credit cards I don't use, but what I do, I use it January 1st, July 1st, every 6 months. I know they're not going to close my account. And then I tell y'all, for some of the people that don't want to do January 1st and July 1st, some of y'all may want to keep a charge on there every single month. I don't like that because I still need to make sure that that charge is coming off of that credit card. I just don't want to have to check. But some of y'all may, figure out where y'all lay with this stuff and y'all just continue to do it. But I'm not going to just keep a balance on there just because. If I have $1,000 available to pay down my credit cards, how should I decide where to put it? Well, first I would, if it's $1,000, depending on your situation, I would I would look and see if it's Visa or MasterCard first off. Only reason I say that is because if it's a store credit card, okay, you got $1,000 available on a store credit card. If you ever need that money, you couldn't even use it if you wanted to. So I would figure out if it's Visa or MasterCard, and I'll figure with all the credit cards I have, and then I'll see which one gonna report the soonest, and I'll just put it on that one. If for some reason it's not $1,000 balance, it's $300. Okay, I'll take the rest of it and put it on the next one. That's what I would do. But yeah, when I'm thinking about overall credit, we're going to start talking more about debt, or should I say, I'm going to start talking more about debt, um, and debt repayment and stuff like that. And we're going to have like a different type of thing. But yeah, all I care about is the reporting. I care about the credit score going up. That's all I ever cared about with y'all. That's all I talked about. I talked about helping y'all get credit and y'all credit score going up. All that debt stuff, I'm paid in. Y'all, I told y'all figure that stuff out. Because if it was on your credit report and it was inaccurate, I'm all about suing them still. I'm not gonna think about paying certain companies. I'm just not. Some of y'all into paying collections. I'm not into that. Some of y'all into paying off y'all creditors. When me, if you're not gonna let me come back and get a credit card with you, I'm not gonna pay you anyway. Let's go ahead and just do a lawsuit. So you can forgive me for this, give me a check. I can't call that my pardon gift. Okay. So that's what I would do. Hello, I appreciate fast delivery on identity theft. Oh, you're reading it now. Okay, good, Ty. That identity theft book is straight to the point. And with that identity theft book, y'all, if they don't delete it, like that's like the best lawsuit. All lawyers love identity theft, but they should usually delete those accounts in like 5 days. Now, some people is using the identity theft book not the right. They're not using it the right way. And what I'm saying is some people using identity theft book and just getting everything wiped off of their credit. I just do not suggest that. I don't suggest that. If you're trying to get your stuff, your credit report wiped off or just cleaned up, send your disputes out and sue the company. Sue the company, sue the bureaus, get a check from it. If you do the identity theft way, if you really do got identity theft, you could possibly still get that check. Like for sure, I'll be thinking I'm gonna get a check for identity theft. But if what if you don't have identity theft? You actually go to court or you try to go to court, they can be like, well, you said it was identity theft. You can be like, oh no, it really wasn't. Like, no, you should just did it the other way. But I see a lot of people do like that identity theft, but people are really buying it directly from me. I have some with like TikTok though. But yeah, I'm glad that you like it. It should be a quick read. All of my books, y'all, is a quick read. None of my books, I'm not trying to like. I've been reading some books, y'all. Y'all see, I got like plenty books I be reading. I hate when they go around the world on a topic. Can you tell me what I need to do? Because y'all know they say black people don't read like that. You know, if you want to hide something from us, put it in a book. You know, so I'll get the actual book, I'll get an audio book, and I'll actually read it. But like if it's too much, so many people gonna fall off. That's why I put a course with every book. So you will see like you got the identity theft free course to come along with that. You'll see me actually just go through the whole book with you. Say, hey, this is what it is. I just put all the information out there. You just do this, that, da, 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 da. That way, if you not gonna read the book, you'll be fine. Hey, I'm late coming in. Can we use Identity IQ to pull reports or the actual grade? I love Identity IQ. That's the one I suggest because with Identity IQ, you're gonna see all three of them lined up. That way you can easily see like what's wrong with your accounts. So you will look at like, okay, wait, the account number is different on TransUnion compared to Equifax and Experian. Oh wait, Equifax got a different balance because these are the different errors you need to find to put on your dispute letters as to why you need to get the account deleted from your credit report. But Identity IQ is good. Now, you also got annual credit report, but I say do not do annual credit report until you really finna sue the company. When you actually say, you know what, I found all the errors, I'm finna really sue the company, that's when I would do it. What I need to do when I get emails saying my data has been in a data breach. Only thing I would do personally is put a freeze on all three of my credit reports. That's it. Some people use the data breach thing and they actually just use that to get accounts deleted from the credit report. I even had a client that did that. They did the data breach thing. They did not delete all the accounts, but guess what? They got their lawsuit in now. Now they going back and suing the companies. But if you with me, I would have never tried to do the data breach. I would have just sued the company and just worked on getting me a check. Like seriously, I would have just, oh look, I wouldn't care about no data breach. I just put a freeze on all three of my credit reports, so I ain't got to worry about it. I will be focusing on suing all three credit bureaus and suing whatever company I wanted off of my credit report. That's what I would personally do. But data breach is letting you know that your information has been compromised. This is not going to be the last time, though. Y'all have to understand, y'all. All of our information is out there. Our date of births, our names, addresses, social security number, all of this stuff is out there. You know it's out there anyway because it's people selling our information. If they out here selling it, they could sell it to the wrong person. Now they sold it to, they can sell our information to the wrong people and then they can go and sell it or have a data breach within themselves. We got all three credit bureaus that know too much about us. Like who told y'all this stuff? Like who told you all of this? Get y'all like if y'all really want to see something, I tell y'all, I don't think y'all should get y'all annual credit reports until like three, after y'all do 3 months of disputes, basically, and y'all till y'all actually finna sue. But get y'all Experian credit reports. Y'all probably got four different social security numbers, and you can be like, how? Y'all probably got so many different date of births. They got every address since you were born. Get your LexisNexis report. They really got more. I remember I got my LexisNexis report because I wanted to get my bankruptcy removed years ago. Oh my gosh. I had to ask my mama, Mama, where does this address come from? She was like, I had that when I was pregnant with you. What? Like, how you match me with this stuff? But our information is out there. They know more about us than we know about us. If I'm gonna be honest, I feel like they do because I had to ask, what's this address, that address? Why they tying me to it? And our information is out there, y'all. We put our information all over this computer. We apply for a credit card. We all over the computer applying for it, you know. But if you keep a freeze on your credit report, people can't just go ahead and apply for stuff. They got to take the freeze off, and they may not be able to take that freeze off. So then you can avoid people just getting credit to your name. Okay. I got a letter saying that they had a breach within their system. So I talked to, I don't want to say who it was because I actually helped them with their lawsuit and they got some money from it. But I actually helped somebody um do they lawsuit, and they was like, "Hey, my girlfriend had sent me this about how I think it was Equifax or something. Equifax just had a lawsuit and all of this stuff. It was a class action, and they was like, "You think I can get in on this?" I said, "If you do get in on that, you're gonna get probably $100 to $1,000. You sued this company and got 5x the max that you would have even got even doing this data breach. Don't even think about that. You already done waived your rights, basically. Come back and sue them. You got paid more than these people would ever get paid. Like, girl, move oh, like just move on from this." But that's what I was saying. Like, these companies gonna continue to get in trouble. But to me, I'd rather sue them directly because I already know that I'm gonna get what I need to get. If y'all go and do some of these class actions and stuff like that, I'm not saying y'all don't get no money, but y'all can get way more if y'all was just to sue. You know, like I said, I was like, we gonna get $100 to $1,000. You got 5x the maximum amount that they were ever gonna give you. Like, you already cashed your check. Like, move on. You know what I mean? Um, but that's all based off of them having breaches. That's all that is. But just put a freeze on your credit reports. Y'all gonna see more companies have free breaches. When I look and see companies they say I had a breach with, it be small things like even DoorDash had a breach. Like DoorDash, they had a breach. Come on now. Like, it'd be the smallest companies that could have breaches. But I don't think that y'all should use that. Y'all could possibly talk about it in y'all lawsuit, but I would be suing y'all. I would not be trying to use that to get accounts deleted. So many people, honestly, and I used to be here too. I used to be here too until I learned I need to wait. I will wait for a check. So many people try to use the breaches as a reason to get accounts deleted when I try to tell them, like, listen, take your time, sue the companies, get you a check from it. And I was talking to somebody today, it was like, well, how long was it gonna take? I said, well, my last lawsuit took 10 months altogether. But within 2 months, Equifax already didn't settle with me. Then a few months later, I got TransUnion to settle, Experian to settle. The collection company is the one that held out. And it ain't like you're gonna be doing so much work. So I always tell people, if it was me, I wouldn't be talking about no data breach. I wouldn't be doing no little fake identity theft stuff. I would be straight suing. I'll be asking all of them for some money when I sue. I'll be telling all of them to delete the account from my credit report. And if I owe you money, say I don't owe you money anymore. And I don't want you selling it to anybody else. I don't even want to see this debt anymore ever again in my life. All right. So that's exactly what I would do, y'all. All right. But I think we're gonna talk more about that on the 17th of every other month. So um September, October, November, December, because I'm doing a raise your credit score 100 points in 30 days. And then day number 17 of this book is know when to sue them. Okay, no, let me make sure I'm correct with that because I keep saying it, saying it, saying it, but I believe so. Actually, day number 16. Oh, see, look, I like, let me check. I'm glad I checked. Day number 16, the 16th is when we're gonna talk about it because we're gonna do all of this. I'm definitely taking your advice immediately. Yes, and be patient. Give yourself some time. Yesterday, somebody, I'm not sure if y'all here, I'll be forgetting who said certain things, but they came on here. It's like, I always put other people before me. And I told y'all I'm starting a new book today. So I have looked up the books. I was like, looked up a list of books that they can read about putting themselves first. And I started the Year of Yes book today. And I didn't feel so well today. I feel like my nose and stuff is clogged up now, but like I was tired listening to that book, but I was like, wow, I do say no to a lot of stuff, especially when it come down to myself. But for somebody else, I be yes, 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 what you want? Da, 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 da. And when it come down to my clients, come down to my family, come down to my kids, I'm always trying to be a people pleaser. I need to people please on myself. So give yourself a year. Like, so I'm gonna give myself a year. I'm gonna do my disputes and I'm gonna work on getting me a check. I'm gonna work on getting all this stuff deleted. Give yourself a year. Say by the end of this year, my credit gonna be popping. That's how you need to just put it at. Okay. Most people put themselves first. Oh, I'm behind then. I'm behind for real. Hopefully I learned that through this book. I got the audiobook version of it. It's 9 hours long. I'm doing an hour a day. So what I got a week and a half to get it together. Then. I got a week and a half to get it together and say yes to myself more. because yeah, because I don't do that. I need to start doing that more. Only thing I'm selfish with is cake. So I only got a small slice. You can't get any of the cake. But other than that, I'm always okay. I can give you it. I can get it. Like, no, girl, calm down. Okay. And even to helping certain people, even with the lawsuits and stuff like that, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I guess I can help you. I guess I can help you. Especially if people don't do like I need them to do. I get so frustrated, but guess who still helps them? Me. I'm gonna stop doing that though. If you don't do like I tell you to do, please don't stress me out. I got enough stress, enough dealing with these lawyers, y'all. Like, y'all gotta realize this: dealing with these lawyers, how y'all go to school and get a whole degree and can't put y'all stuff together? Okay, how you gonna do it? Okay, let me see with it. Like, how y'all not doing this stuff? These lawyers, like you were supposed to do this, this, and that, but they don't care, y'all. They know what they can get away with it. They normal people, and they like, hey, listen, I'm just bad at my job right now, and who cares? I'm not gonna get in trouble for it. You ever had something that you worked at your job or whatever, you're not getting in trouble for, so you just gonna keep doing it to get away with it? They don't care that they're lawyers. They got stuff they need to do. Seriously, because business is about service, and most feel in business because they're not good. It's called malpractice. Well, that is true. That is very, very true. But in this case, they don't, these lawyers don't care. They working with these big corporations and they know that the judge gonna get them a little pass. They gonna be like, hey, you got 14 days to fix this. They already know they got a warning coming and they'll try to fix it then or they'll try to settle with you. But by then, they already got their money that they needed from whoever they helping on their end. Whatever company that they helping sue, they don't care. Okay, but I'm not gonna report them because usually I'm helping people that's suing these bad companies who got these bad lawyers. All they doing is trying to collect their check, and technically, if you suing them, you're trying to collect your check too. So y'all should be best friends. Yes, I am. I'm on more than that, but on TikTok, yes, I am. This is my affiliate, and then this is my main page. Say like you on two different lives. Like, yes, you can't get rid of me. I'm here. I'm here to stay. But no, I got my main page, and then I got my affiliate page right here, and then I have more lies that y'all can't see. But yeah, when it come down to these lawyers, y'all, the lawyers on the other end, like say if it's TransUnion lawyer, Equifax lawyer, Experian lawyer, you're not gonna tell them they doing any type of malpractice. That's not even your place. What you need to do is just say, hey, you're in trouble. You didn't do what you need to do. I'm about to tell the judge on you. And then you can say, oh, I'm gonna ask that the judge do something to you. I'm gonna ask the judge sanction you. And then hopefully that'll make them move faster and then just want to settle with you faster. So you just learn to use it to your advantage, the point that they're not on it. Okay. Because guess what? If you miss a deadline, they can do the same thing. Hey, you missed the deadline. You missed the deadline. If you did not respond like you was supposed to, they're gonna tell a judge on you. The judge will probably give you a warning. And you better not mess up no more. Okay. But yeah, it is what it is. But I'm saying I have enough dealing with these lawyers or whatever. You may be though. You may be the point to you and brought that up. You may be. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. No, you like, hold on. This is like that same girl. Just flipping back and forth. No, I am on two different ones though. That's hilarious. I've thought about that. A lot of people say that when that means you tried to leave me. That's what happened. You tried to leave me and now you're back somewhere else. You tried to get rid of me. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. I thought we were cool. I thought we were cool. All right, y'all. Y'all don't have any more questions. Let me go ahead and handle my business. Y'all see, I already got my workout clothes on. I'm trying to get my steps in. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting my steps in. I gotta work on some files, work on some cases. So I'm gonna get this done. I will be back on here live again tomorrow. Hopefully a little bit earlier though, but I had to help one of my clients today. Getting ready to sue. I'm very, very happy. Oh, you know what? Let me say this one thing. Thinking about this client I was helping today, their credit score went down 96 points. We could not figure out why their credit score went down. And I just want to tell y'all this for if y'all have this problem. All right. So we're looking, we don't know what's going on, right? And you're very, very welcome. We're looking, we don't know what's going on. And he like, he looking at me like, Keita, you the credit expert. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. put Equifax on the phone. So it was a LVNV funding collection account. He got a letter said, "Hey, we deleted it from your credit report." LVNV funding put that same account on his credit reports. He was in the 700s. He dropped down to 600s. 96-point drop because they took it off. But the point that when they take it off, y'all, if they put it back on your credit report, it's a brand new collection. It's a brand new collection. If that happened to y'all, y'all should really don't cry about it. Take note of this, that you had a reinsertion of an account, basically. Account was reinserted. You had no knowledge of them putting it back on your credit report. As far as you're concerned, the account was deleted because we basically called and they said, "Hey, we took it off, but LVV Funding said it should be on there." You should be trying to sue the collection company and sue the bureau seriously for something like this. They might as well just left it on there. They would have left it on there. His credit score wouldn't have went down 96 points. That's why I tell y'all these collections, once they hit your credit report, it's harsh. But this just helped his lawsuit. It just helped the overall lawsuit because I'm looking like I don't know. These are the same accounts. It looked exactly the same, but they took it off, y'all. And they put it back on there. And I've never really seen it look like this. I never seen like a credit score drop like this. 96 points. So it dropped 96 points. So yeah, we got to get ready for that lawsuit basically. Suing just them, suing all three credit bureaus, suing LVU funding, suing the other creditors that they got on their credit reports too. But I just want to tell y'all about that. So y'all need to understand reinsertion. If they're gonna reinsert, they're gonna re-put an account on your credit report, they need to let you know. If your credit score make an additional or it drop even further than what you think it should have dropped, then that's a whole nother reason why you could be suing them. Okay. And then the account is inaccurate in general. And they was like, "Oh, well, we found out the account was, his. That's why they wanted to put it back on there." We never said anything about the account being his or not. We talked about the errors on the account. So basically, y'all, we are the product, period. And these companies, whoever's reporting to the credit bureaus, that's their customer. We're the product. The point that they can delete it from the credit report, but since LVMV funding is their customer, LVMV funding said, "No, put that back on there." They put it back on there. Okay. So y'all have to understand that. So don't be nice to them. Keep y'all paper trail. Continue to learn this stuff. Keep notes and actually sue them. Like literally go straight and sue them. Okay. Hi, King. So I'm about to get off of here now. You already did the heartbeat, but thank you so much. But y'all need to make sure that y'all keep that in mind. Okay. So as I continue to learn more stuff when it comes down to lawsuits and stuff like that, if something going on, I want to tell y'all because I don't know. Maybe I'll be one day silenced in a way. Like she cannot talk about this stuff anymore. I've already said it now. It's too late. It's too late. Y'all can't talk. Y'all can't stop me from talking. But yeah, make sure y'all keep that in mind because some of y'all are out here doing y'all lawsuits already. So y'all need to find out multiple reasons as to why they need to hurry up and pay you. And this is more than one reason I do. Y'all put on my credit report again and it dropped my credit score. And what's going to happen is LVV funding and Equifax are going to go back and forth. It's their fault. It's their fault. It's their fault. Both of y'all pay me. Both of y'all pay me and delete this from my credit reports. All right. And then LVV funding say I no longer owe you. Okay. Waive this debt completely. Okay. That's how that lawsuit need to go. But I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye bye, everybody. Let me close it all out. All right, y'all. So when I have TikTok up, somebody like, "You're live." And you're live on multiple. Yes, I am. I'm live in multiple places. I'm live multiple places here with you all. Then I got two different TikTok pages, my affiliate page and then my main page that I'm live on. But if y'all want to get y'all books, y'all definitely can get y'all books down below. I will see y'all tomorrow. If y'all ever have any questions, leave me comments. And then I am starting a new thing where if y'all want to have priority, because some people are leaving me comments and I'm not answering it fast enough. I am going to have like a membership where I'm going to focus on actually answering those questions. So I'm going to have that up pretty soon. So you guys will see that pretty soon. But I will see you all later